Jetrunner is a first-person parkour shooter with a striking, cel-shaded comic book aesthetic. The core idea is simple but addictive. Blaze through intricate courses, blast a few targets along the way, and reach the exit as fast as possible. Each track comes with target times to beat, rewarding you with medals in a system that feels very reminiscent of Trackmania. On top of that, a built-in leaderboard lets you compare your runs against other players, which gives every attempt that extra competitive edge. The movement and parkour systems draw clear inspiration from Mirror's Edge, with wall running, sliding, and fast fluid traversal at the heart of the experience. Visually, though, it leans more toward the bold, cel-shaded comic style of Borderlands, giving it a vibrant and distinctive look. It's eye-catching, stylish, and on paper the concept is a lot of fun. But while the presentation is impressive, the real test comes in execution, and that's where things start to get more complicated. The game is structured into 6 chapters, each packed with a series of fast-paced tracks, 60 in total. That alone gives you plenty to sink your teeth into, but there's also a collection of bonus courses to extend the challenge further. Whether you're chasing medals, climbing the leaderboards, or just trying to shave seconds off your best time, Jetrunner certainly doesn't lack in content. The world's most exciting sport is jet running, a blend of high-speed parkour and sharpshooting, where style matters just as much as speed. Competitors race through sprawling arenas, chaining wall runs, slides, and gadget-assisted maneuvers to prove they're the fastest and flashiest runner alive. You step into the shoes of Nina White, a rookie athlete with big ambitions to climb the ranks of this futuristic sport. The narrative is fully voiced and adds some personality, but at the end of the day, it's more of a framework to push the gameplay forward than a deep or complex storyline. Jetrunner knows what it wants to be, a game about speed, precision, and spectacle, and the story serves mostly as a backdrop to keep you moving from one course to the next. Speaking of gameplay, this is where Jetrunner really starts to stumble. On the surface, you have all the expected parkour mechanics: running, sliding, air dashing, and wall running. That foundation feels solid enough, but the cracks show up quickly once you start layering in the power-up system. Take jumping, for example. Yes, you can jump by default, but the jump is weak. If you want to leap higher or even jump while in the air, you'll need a power-up. And here's the kicker, that power-up only lets you jump once before you need to pick up another. To make matters worse, once a power-up is collected, it doesn't respawn. If you miss the jump you needed it for, your only option is to reset the level. In a game that should reward experimentation and creative routing, this restriction feels more punishing than challenging. The same rules apply to almost every other power-up, including weapons. Instead of feeling empowered to tackle a level in your own way, you're often left waiting for the correct spot to use a specific tool. It makes Jetrunner feel less like an open-ended parkour playground in the spirit of Mirror's Edge or Ghost Runner, and more like a rhythm game in the vein of Trip Runner and Hextech Mayhem, where the main challenge is pressing the right button at the right time. Adding to this rigidity is the lack of a ledge grab mechanic. If you come up just short on a jump, Nina won't instinctively reach out to pull herself up. She'll just fall. It's a small detail, but in a game built around speed and precision movement, it's the kind of missing feature that becomes a constant frustration. Another issue is navigation. Because you're always moving at such a high pace, the game doesn't always do a great job of clearly showing you where to go next. Targets and checkpoints can sometimes blend into the environment, leading to unnecessary trial and error when the focus should be on flow and execution. The developers have said they drew inspiration from Trackmania, and on paper that makes sense, chasing medals, perfecting runs, and climbing leaderboards. But the key difference is that Trackmania gives players freedom. You're encouraged to find shortcuts and experiment with different lines through a track. Jetrunner, by contrast, feels restrictive, often forcing you down a single intended path with little room to improvise. And in a game about momentum and expression through movement, that rigidity is the biggest missed opportunity. On the technical side, Jetrunner runs great. On my RTX 3060, I was able to maintain a steady 144 FPS with no stutters, hitches, or noticeable drops in performance. The cel-shaded visuals are lightweight enough that most modern systems should have no trouble handling it, and judging by the recommended specs on the Steam page, the game is well optimized across the board. Simply put, performance won't get in the way of your runs. All in all, I have mixed feelings about Jetrunner. I really like the art style, and the core concept has a lot of promise. I also love that we're seeing more and more alternative sports-inspired games appear on the market, whether it's the dodgeball battles of Knockout City, the mystical competition of Pyre, or the futuristic arenas of Rematch. There's a lot of creativity in this space, and honestly, it feels far more refreshing than what we usually get from the big sports publishers like EA or 2K. Sadly, for me, Jetrunner just misses the mark. The concept is solid, but the lack of freedom in routing and the overly limited tools at your disposal make it hard to fully enjoy. And because those systems are so core to the experience, I think it'll be difficult to patch the issues without a fundamental rethink. But that's just my take. What do you think? Does this game have what it takes to stand on its own two legs? Or will it just trip and fall? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future uploads, and I'll see you in the next one.